Our discussion for this week is going to be all about the AI trailers that we see all the time. They fool us. I'll admit. I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
Lanterns
I
one
think
this
so.
week that got me a bit. I had to hop online real quick and confirm it. It was like, son of a bitch, those AI bastards. Um, this is all because Deadline actually went out and found some of the peoples that were in India that run like Screen Culture, one of the biggest YouTube channels. To find them and interview them. So couple of the AI trailers that have fooled me in the past. Like that one was a Lanterns one. There was a Superman one that went real viral that fooled me. Can you
Yeah,
guys
I
think of
think I
any
know which one you're
trailers
talking
that
about.
fool? Yeah, is there any
I've
trailers that have fooled you?
I've sent them to you before, like that.
Yeah,
There's a
Iron Man
early
3 or
Avatar
4.
one, or
Avatar
yeah,
4 or Iron Man 4. You
yeah,
said that to me and you were
Iron
like,
Man
I
4.
can't believe it's happening. Like, John, we would know they're casting this bad boy before they even
Right.
released it.
Oh, maybe they
Yeah,
kept it under wraps.
I think
Yeah.
one of the like maybe it's probably a popular one with like thousands of views is Braveheart 2. Has anyone seen the Braveheart 2 one?
No, I haven't seen
Mm.
that one yet.
Oh my God, I'm just like, fuck yeah, give me this. But then at a certain point, like that looks kind of weird. And then
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah, looking into it, it's whatever. But then the ones that really get me, that gets me like the a little bit until something is shown, is
Mhm.
like these like yeah, like Superman 2 or 3 or whatever. You're like, what the hell? But then you see an old scene, you're like,
Yeah.
ah, fuck you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
recognize that scene.
Well, in the Lancers
So,
one, the one that really tricked me is they used the image that they released of the two walking down the street, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Hal
mhm.
and John, and they used AI to make that actually them walking. And so I was like, oh,
Okay.
that's actual footage because we already seen that picture. But no, they just
Yeah.
used AI to make that thing walk. I'm like,
Them
that is
bastards.
scary good. Damn it.
Yeah.
The only thing that actually was like, oh, this is fake, is at the end they had a part where the two were walking fully in lantern suits, and then Kyle Rayner joined them or whatever, and it
Ooh.
was like he just looked off, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
no, 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 that's not. And then I confirmed it was all fake.
So you're
Like
turning me on now.
these bastards, they got me good.
The one that with the Braveheart 2 one, they had Gerard Butler starring in it as well.
Oh,
And I was like, oh
perfect.
dude, stop talking
Dude,
dirty to
what the
me, you know?
hell? Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, this is fake,
Oh
but
man.
hey, maybe
Good
hopefully this
casting.
sparks something. Can we get like Mel Gibson
Mhm.
and a Gerard Butler going at it together?
There
You
we
know,
go. Yeah,
I'm ready
Russell
to
Crowe
see
in there
it.
too. What the hell?
So the big
Yeah.
question is, are these a good thing or a bad thing? And I want to
Yeah.
pitch you something.
Okay.
If I was really good with my words and I had a great idea of a new movie or series to make, and I could explain it to you in such detail you feel like you just watched the movie, would that be bad or good for the industry? I think it would be good because we're excited about something. We're building fan fiction in our own heads, and maybe we can't share it with the world, but
Yeah.
we're getting excited about it. I think using AI to make this stuff, as long as it's trying to, you know, extort money out of people or
Right.
manipulate people, whatever, but it's just for fun, then I think it's totally good because it's us being able to see someone's creative idea of what they would hope
Mhm.
is going to be made on
Mhm.
the big screen. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and if you're like pre-fruiting your stuff and it is like something original, then it's kind of like why not? Because I see AI, and I've said it to Frank a couple times now. It's more like a stepping stone as long as they kind of
Mhm.
get you off like to a start.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, man, I'm gonna be a bad guy right now.
Yeah.
Business side of things, like I get it though, like why it's being used. Like
Yeah.
like it sucks for like the people that are out there. I mean, it sucks when I used to always want to draw and I want to be a cartoon artist. Next thing you know, everything's computerized. I'm like, what the
Hmm.
fuck? I have no talents now. Now I work at my job behind a desk. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but like, it's just I get it, you know. But
It's so
but
tempting to do too. It's something you've always wanted to do, and
right,
you can just
and
type it
it's
out, and all of a sudden it
easy.
happens. Yeah, I
Next
get
thing you
that.
know, Jonathan's writing a book. He's never written a book in his life, right? Now he's a number one selling author in New York. Like
Yeah.
All right.
he did it in fucking 15 minutes. Like
But also, if it's too easy, then
tough.
it won't hold a value in
Right.
society.
True.
So
Yeah.
it'll diminish the entire industry. So I think it's fun to do for just a fun thing. If
Mhm.
you have an idea you want to get out there, we it'd be great if we got in the habit of branding it as AI and
Boom.
false, that this isn't being an actual movie made,
I agree.
but it's a
Yeah.
fan concept. But if we could establish that as a rule, that would help. But for us to understand, I mean, we can so far at least pick it up, pick out what's real and what's not, and then we could be like, oh well, you know what, that's a really cool idea, and maybe the studios will see enough ideas from the fans that they get an idea of what we would like, as a general, to help direct them on what they're going to make.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we
So
don't want to flood the market and ruin the production process
that's the
because
thing is it's not so much
Mhm.
about them making new ideas. They are seeing that a Superman movie is coming up and then they flood the market. So Screen Culture, for example, they went and interviewed this guy and they have come it started off as like a fan idea. And if it's a fan idea, that's fine, but you have to label it as like fan made or AI
Yeah.
trailer or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that. Label it. In my opinion. These are all my opinions. This is a pet peeve of mine as somebody who tries to share stuff with you guys as fast as possible. Um, so it started off as a one man thing. Now it's an entire team, and it's become a job, a business for them to try to trick people into watching their videos as much as possible. And sometimes their videos outperform those of the actual studios.
Mm-hmm.
So the Superman one, for example, had outperformed at first one of the Superman trailers, and so they were like, "Well, what the hell?" You would assume the studios would be mad about this, but apparently there's something that Deadline had uncovered is the studios, instead of doing what they should be doing and say there's a copyright strike on it and having those things forced taken down, instead
Mm,
they're claiming ownership over them and getting paid for it too. And
Oh,
so it's like they're letting the AI stuff happen and getting paid for it. What
yeah.
are your thoughts on that? Is that good or bad?
it's kind of just like more of a marketing, right? Now we're talking about more of the Superman,
But it's
like and
misleading marketing. If I told you like, hey, Diet Coke tastes great, but then somebody else comes out and says Diet Coke will make you lose 50 pounds a day, and Coke doesn't do anything about it because they're like, you're still buying Diet Coke.
Right.
Is Diet Coke responsible for that?
And
yeah.
yeah, Diet Coke is making
Mm,
more money because of that too,
Right.
because of their lack
yeah.
of
But then,
transparency.
yeah, but then they're on the other side, like, we didn't tell you that. That was fake. You
Right.
should have
That's
known
their
better,
that's the
Yeah,
distance liability that they could have.
yeah,
But it's your brand. And you have not only the right but the responsibility to protect your brand because the trust that we have built up in you. I
yeah.
trust when I see DC that it's going to be to a degree of quality. And I know if it's fan made, it won't be, and that's fine. I expect that. But I think when they allow AI to do it, then that's a problem on their end too.
Yeah, that's tough, huh? Shoot. Because honestly, it could cause problems for the studios as well. Like, right? Let's say if you saw the Superman trailer, next thing you know, you saw like Brainiac come down, right? You're like, oh,
Right.
this is now like my expectation for Superman is Brainiac coming in. It's going to be amazing. And you're like,
Exactly.
oh no, we actually just got fucking the fifth version of Joker. I don't
Yeah.
know, like something like whatever. So I could see that too, but it's a slippery slope for sure, and it's kind of dumb for like again, like I see AI being used as these stepping stones and like to
Yeah.
help you like lead up to something that you want, right? Your goal. But if someone's just out there putting trailers for fun and have like no real, I guess, end goal with it, like what are you really doing?
Their
Then
their
I mean,
goal is
what's
to
the
make as
point,
much money as possible. They're trying to snipe the views
Yeah,
before to make money. That's definitely the thing for them.
and that's just like a
But
kind of a shit thing. It's not like, I mean, I
yeah.
get it. It's money, right? We all need it.
So here's the other thing. I'm going to throw another caveat for you guys. What about the actors that are not getting paid that are actually AI reimagined, put into the
Yeah,
trailers,
that's tough.
and now they're not getting paid for these trailers? And the
Yeah.
studio who represents them should be defending their actors because their actors get paid through the studio.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. They
And
should
we
be
we
defending
talked
the
about that on
actors.
this
Yeah,
before
that's
too. But
tough.
yeah, they should fight
Yeah.
that legally and defend their, even if it's not about the money, it's your character, your
Right.
body and character, who what you act like or whatever, is being used for something else that you didn't sign off for. So they could take your person from a picture and put you in a porno and ruin your
That's happening
Gerard
right
Butler in a
now.
porno?
yeah,
That's
Give it
happening.
to me.
Well, Gerard Butler, but that is something
Give
that's
it to me.
actually a big concern, Jonathan. You're right. That's
yeah,
happening right now, and it's
ruin people's
becoming dangerous.
reputations. Yeah.
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 So I don't know. That's pretty messed up, and we nothing's going to change until we have laws against it and actually, take them seriously. Persecute
They're
people for it.
afraid to enact laws though, because as soon as we put a law in, there's another country that will not put that law in, and then suddenly, like these guys' example, they're from India, so another thing that we could do stop them on that front. We have to go through YouTube, the platform that they're publishing on, to stop them, and
Hmm.
so you're not even able to like physically put a law in to
Yeah.
stop that. It's really difficult.
Yeah, I think that one you definitely defend the actors, right? This
Yeah.
is just like I'd say you're a trust and you're building this franchise with them or something like that, and that's not really right, right? But what
Yeah.
happens when you get like say I can't think of obviously like whoever produced fucking 300, right?
Yeah.
And you
Zack
see Gerard
Snyder.
Butler company whatever, but you see
Yeah.
like his face on Braveheart too.
Hmm.
I mean that company doesn't really owe Gerard Butler anything, right?
Yeah,
How do
I
you
see what you're
think?
saying.
You know?
So Gerard Butler is being used to make that fake Braveheart trailer, right? So
Yes, yeah.
Gerard Butler should be paid for his likeness being in a trailer. Whether or not he did any work doesn't matter. It's the reason you like him as Braveheart is because you know him from something else that he worked hard on.
Yeah. But I'm
He
talking about
built that representation.
but you're talking about the company defending their actors, right? But that
Yeah,
company is like, well, we never had anything to do with Braveheart, you
The
know?
one
true.
that did though, where his face was
Yeah.
taken from.
Possible there too, but also just in
Yeah.
general, like SAG-AFTRA, I think also needs to kind of get involved with this too in some way. And the fact that it's one thing that they're doing that, and then sure, you're right, where like there's nothing they could do for that one, but specifically for Superman, for a new and or trailer, whatever, Well, studio, then you need to do your job. And
Yeah.
what you would typically see at a studio is they try to stop it because it's ruining their marketing. But instead, they're not. They're like, oh, we'll just take a chunk off it. We'll tell YouTube that we are part owners of that now. They'll take a chunk off of it. They'll extra money, no heart for them, they assume. And the actors don't get paid for any of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very shady.
Do you guys see
Yeah.
them possibly ruining the brand too? For that Superman trailer that went viral, it showed Supergirl coming in to save the day. James Gunn said Supergirl's not in that movie.
Yeah.
So could that hurt the movie if people are assuming Supergirl's going to be there and then disappointed when she's not?
That goes to the example of that Brainiac, right? We're getting
Right.
some super hype villain or super hype, maybe like another Justice League member, right? Like
Yeah.
Martian, comes through, and they're
Oh,
like,
so
oh
cool.
shit, now we just like, oh cool, Crypto, which I'm
Hmm.
not saying bad either, Crypto, but he's not
Yeah.
Manhunter.
Oh
So,
yeah.
It can do both. It can set unreal expectations and it could undermine the value of a trailer across the board where people don't believe trailers anymore. Like, I
Oh
doubt the
wow.
Superman movie's
Yeah.
even being made. I'll wait until I see the name on the front of the theater to even know if it's actually happening. And then ticket sales go down. People aren't excited about a movie because they don't even know if it's actually coming
yeah.
out or if it's just been one of the thousands of fakes they saw that week.
Sometimes maybe we do need less trailers though.
Frankly,
I,
you're not wrong.
I love when I see the trailers in the theater.
Yeah.
Oh
those are the
man,
best ones.
yeah.
They're coming up soon and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like,
Those are the
yeah,
best.
get to the movies early.
When it's something you don't know about, you're
Yeah.
like, oh man, I love that guy or whatever. It's like a total surprise for you.
Yeah.
That's such a nice thing. So in the end, do you guys feel like this is just misinformation, harmless, or destructive? What do you guys think?
Oh man.
I think it can go either way. I think it can
Yeah.
be used to be destructive. We need to put laws in there to make sure it doesn't get to that point. And in those laws, we can allow the harmless version of this to be, executed. If it's just fan art and stuff like that, it just requires that it be, like we were saying earlier, branded as such, and not used. If the person who's making it is making money off it, then that's not okay. So it
Yeah.
should be done as fan art for fun, not anything more than that.
I guess,
Yeah.
or yeah, definitely like highlighted. I'll be the naive guy, right? On this situation, I'll be like, well, once I find out that something's fake, then it's like, okay, move on. That was cool, whatever. Like,
Hmm.
what does it hurt? But again, like, I guess that's just like the typical person that might just be like, okay, fuck it. Well, yeah, Gerard Butler's not on a Braveheart, then I did Braveheart too. All right, now I'm gonna go. I don't know, watch Braveheart one now because I'm on a
Yeah.
Braveheart hype. So like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'll
that's
be
just
I'll
the
be
naive
the
guy. Yeah.
I'll be the anal one then because I actively report every video that I see that's a fake AI trailer. I do it every time,
Mhm.
and for being spam and misleading, and because there has to be somebody out there. I mean, I know there's got to be other people doing this too, just because like I think that it is misleading. It's telling false stories is happening right now.
Yeah.
I think it can hurt the future of the actors. And if you guys just threw the thing on this AI trailer, which I never report anybody who says AI trailer or fan trailer, I never do, because I think those are simply for fun. And it's
Yeah.
like when you're covering a song. If you get permission to cover a song, or if you say this is a cover of a song, I'm fine. But if you think you're gonna go out there and play "Smoke on the Water" and actually say that that's your song, that's where I got a problem. And I think that's kind of what this boils down to, except for people are really getting convinced that these guys are playing Smoke on the Water. And so that's the thing. There's too many people getting fooled out there, and they blow up my DMs every day when a new
Mm.
one of these fake trailers comes out. And I'm like, no, that's fake. I mean, come on now, Green Lantern doesn't have four arms, you know.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how we go from there.